When you're looking to put together your marketing campaigns, there are 5 key steps you should go through. The first one is identifying your ideal customers. The second is looking at what's your real proposition. The third is about the customer journey, so the experience and how you make that the best experience your customers can have. The fourth is about getting your campaigns laid out, so how are you going to interact with your audience. And the final one, number 5, is all about getting great content created that's really helpful, nurtures those customers along the journey they're following. So, what I want to do today is talk about the first step, your ideal customer. The trap that most businesses fall into is thinking that they can and should market to absolutely everybody that's out there. They've got products that they think are going to be able to help lots of different types of people, and maybe they can. But the problem with that, if you create your marketing around that, you get a really generic message. And generic messages just don't hook people. They don't cut through all the other marketing messages that people have. So what you really need to do is you need to start to think about specific segments of your target market and look to create content around those. So for example, here we are at Core Strength Studios, and I did some work with them to help them identify who are their real key target audiences around the product and the service that they provide, which is helping people with their back pain and helping them strengthen their back. As we said, a lot of people can have back problems, and they do. But if you just put out a generic message around we can alleviate back pain, it's just not going to touch those people, it's just not going to hook them in. So the work I did with them was to help them start to identify different types of people, work that they do, such as construction workers that are lifting heavy loads, or taxi and bus drivers that are sat down for a long time. And then you can start to create messages that really talk to those different individuals, and they're far more likely to engage with it. The images that you can put around that content are far more engaging, far easier to relate to when you get that content right. So when you start to think about what those different groups are that you can market at, it's quite a simple process really. Get yourself a large piece of paper, some post-it notes, and start to write out all the different types of people that might need your product. Be really quite specific about it. As I said, for Core Strength Studios, what we did is we started to write down different types of people that were in their job lifting heavy weights, or moving around a lot, bending up and down, or sitting down for long periods of time. So many different segments, lots of different people, and that gave us a good idea of the target market that we could go after. The next thing that we needed to do is to start to look at what are the specific things going on with those people, what are the challenges that they have, and what causes those problems. So take the construction worker, lifting heavy materials, bending and twisting, those kind of things. What is it that's causing them to do that? And then the other side, people that are sat down all day. Why do they have to sit down all day? What's the work that they're doing? What are the options that they can do around that? If you're not quite sure what the issues are and the needs are of your target market, just get onto Google. There's loads of research that's been done around lots of different markets and different audiences. Just search around issues and needs of, and then just specific target market. Look at how that's going to help give you the information that you need. When you've found the information you're looking for on the internet, and you've got that research you need to understand more about your customers and what their needs really are, you want to make up kind of a cheat sheet out of that, so you've got that as a record to refer to when you're creating all your content. So first of all, look at what are some of the real big numbers around those industries. You know, what's the size of the market? What kind of revenue are they making? What kind of margin are they making? Because that starts to give you a really good idea of how easy or hard the sell might be. And then you want to be looking at what are the changes going on in their marketplace. So think about things that might be changes to do with regulations, or technology changes that are going on, or just changes in the overall general market, the kind of competition that's happening in those markets. And then the next area you need to be thinking about is what is it that they need to be doing to get better and to be better than their competition and to grow. So from that, should have a really good idea a good picture of how you can start to talk to them about their market. Because when you start to talk in their terms with your content, that shows that you're understanding them, and that means you can engage far better with them. It's a far more meaningful piece of content for them to read, and they can find a lot of useful information from whatever you create. So to recap on this, to make sure that you get a good message to target at the right audiences, you need to do the research, so go online for that. You then need to make a sheet that tells you what's the size of the business, kind of challenges they got, and what they could do for the future to help themselves grow. And then that's going to give you a really good template to work from when you're creating your content. So that was step 1 of the 5 steps to creating out of this world marketing campaigns to help your business grow. And you can see the detail of that all together also in the launch manual for Out of This World Marketing Campaigns, which is available through the Beyond Consulting website.